Okay, so the first card here is the Four of Swords and then the Three of Coins. So the Four of Swords is usually indicative of, a period of rest, a period of meditation. In this deck, I always associate this with kind of like having an awakening, and a lot of like pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and you're starting to realize that a lot of things are kind of like bigger than yourselves. A lot of things are kind of like outside of your control. So in this regards, you're going to have to like take a breather, take a step back and to look at this, have a whole, like a bird's eye view, but also like a holistic view of the where all the pieces fit. So there is a sense of, taking some time off here to see it for what it is, to see the whole picture in its entirety before you can move forward with anything, okay? What's blocking you, what's crossing you, and what is preventing you from taking the time to do that? I do feel is a lot of you might have started a new project or like have started a new training program for your on the work front. So you might be undergoing like shadowing. You're shadowing somebody who has been in the field a lot longer than yourself, and they're showing you things, or they're showing you ways of doing things that would benefit you in the future. So because of it, you're kind of like really busy. You have a lot of material to sift through. You have a lot of things to learn. You have a lot of things to like keep in mind and to really memorize too. So I do feel this is kind of like The Apprentice, and in general, everyone is contributing their knowledge to form all these, financial gains. So I do feel if it's on a work front, a lot of you might be kind of caught up in this process of you're somebody else's someone else is relying on you to, handle the logistics. So you can't really take some time off because of it, because other people are depending on you, okay? So let's pull out the rest of the cards so I can, have a better view of this. So in the past, wow, in the past, you have the Tower in the reverse position. It's funny, Virgo has the same card in the reverse position in the past position. So this is actually very good. And I do feel that for those of you who have suffered through like surgery or illnesses, a lot of you might be recuperating, okay? Or you want to recuperate, or you should recuperate. But work is calling, so you can't really take any time off for yourself to fully heal. That's going to be problematic. For those of you who are dealing with that situation, be very careful and take care of your health, okay? Work can wait, people can wait. It doesn't really even matter. So just be careful about that. For those of you who might have like encounter a situation in the past where someone you really trust, someone you really hold in high regard, especially people that you're working with, who have stabbed you in the back or who have basically like thrown you under the bus, there is an opportunity here for you to revisit the situation, okay? So you're kind of anxious about that. And right now you're just like trying to, do breathing exercises to calm yourself. Or you're kind of like going through the motions about when I get to confront this person, what should I say? But there's an opportunity to revisit this situation. As for what's crowning you here, we have the Four of Cups, okay? So this is not something that you want to happen, and you're kind of like very nervous about this situation, but it needed to happen. It needs to come to light and it needs to be addressed, okay? So you are going to have to come into contact with this person. I do feel that it could play out in this way. It could play out in this way. So because of a threesome type of energy, what I am sensing is, so for example, you were in a relationship, someone, stepped up, your partner stepped out of the relationship, and now you have and because of it, you feel like very betrayed. You have an opportunity here to hear both sides of the story, basically, or to for all parties to exchange, their own version of what happened. I do sense in general for those of you who are dealing with an air sign like a Gemini, an Aquarius, or a Libra, I do sense in general this person is going to be truthfully honest with you, okay? So they're showing up in the upright position, male or female. So I do feel that if it's information that you need, if it's information that you're looking for, or even if it's like guidance, or if it's just If it's on the work front and you're recovering from an illness or something like that, then I do feel there is a very good energy here. There's somebody who's very solid, who's very like perceptive as well, who's going to help you. Okay, so don't be afraid. There is like a very strong sense of like reconciliation. Things that were once, very messy, very sticky, everything is kind of like cleaned off the slate because we have like air and water here. So essentially, things are being wiped clean. A lot of clarity is coming up in the picture for you guys as well. For your advice here, we have the Knight of Cups. And okay, so let me pull out the rest of the cards because I feel like there are a lot of things happening for you guys and it's going in all directions. Okay, so this is going to happen in two ways. The same theme is being corroborated here. A lot of the people that you're dealing with in general, they're coming to you and they're telling you there is a situation that you need to go back to fix, okay? And we have both of these cards in the reverse position. So in the upright position, you're moving forward, you're starting new beginnings. In the reverse position, you have to revisit a situation from your past, okay? The only problem with this is that the people who are external to you, which is the King of Swords, which is an air sign, and the Knight of Cups, which is a water sign. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. That could be their sun, rising, moon as well. What I am sensing is because they are showing up in the upright position, I am sensing here that they care about you a great deal. Both of these people care about you, okay? So for those of you Leos who might have stepped out of your relationship, I do feel that the other party really are really invested in you. They were hoping that, something good will come out of this situation. You've let them down, okay? If that's you in a threesome type of relationship, I do sense in general, my advice is to choose the water sign. If you're stuck between those two, choose the water sign. The water sign ultimately is going to give you the emotional support that you need, okay, to get through this rough period. But at the same time, they're both very sincere people, but there is a little bit more compatibility, even though you're opposing elements. I do feel that the water sign is going to be more conducive for stability. Um, okay, so that's out of the way. What else is coming in is that for your hopes and aspirations, I do feel that there's a sense of, trying to like trusting your intuition. And you kind of fear that you might not have all the information yet to make a decision. And I would strongly advise you that it's still Mercury in retrograde. Don't make any decisions. At the same time, you do have a karmic block here. And this is basically, balancing the karmic scale. And at the outcome of it, you do have the wish card in the reverse position. So what I am sensing also is that whatever, so for example, if you hope to proceed forward with this water sign, I do feel he or she cares about you a great deal. But in light of all this information, in light of the betrayal, in light of, this threesome type of situation getting exposed, they might want to proceed with you not as a lover, but as, in a different capacity. And likewise with the air sign, if you're involved with an air sign in a, love triangle type of relationship, I do feel that you have to approach this situation very carefully because this air sign is very adamant about seeking the truth. And when he or she starts asking question, you have to be very honest. If you are not honest for whatever reason, they're going to sniff it out and they're going to ask like they know how to interrogate. They know how to get information that they need, okay? And they're very adept at doing it. So you're kind of like out of your element with this person, and that's why in general this is not a relationship that's going to work. But I do feel that greatly This situation is allowing you kind of like a do-over. It's like you're given a second chance here. And when you're dealing with people from your past and you're given a second chance, people would kill for that. So just make sure that you are approaching this with the right intentions, and that, that you really seize this opportunity. A lot of people would kill for it, and you have like a clean slate, a do-over. So take the time to, let that sink in a little bit and be very cautious and, guard people's feelings. Approach it with kitty gloves, and also, approach it with a little more sensitivity and a sense of like delicacy. So it's sort of like a lot of people in general would kill for this massive do-over. So it's kind of like, pressing that reset button and having another go at the situation that did not play out too well the first time. Now you have that opportunity to do that. I feel that a lot of you will, without a doubt, without, hesitation, go back to it. But the only way for you to mitigate this outcome is that you have to be very, very honest, okay? Both parties need to know all the risks associated with it. So if you are tempted for any reason, if you are in a stable relationship and you're kind of like tempted by other parties to step out of that relationship, just be very careful about that. First of all, it's not the right thing to do, but also, in the greater scheme of things, you don't really want to jeopardize this do-over. So keep that in mind, Leos. I hope you have a good weekend, regardless of what happens, but, do what feels right to you and do what feels right for the people you care about, okay? So keep that in mind. And I know not everyone is dealing with this situation, but it's showing up very prominently. And I would just advise you, if this is also on the work front, there is a do-over. You do have to approach this with a little bit more caution, with a little bit more like sensitivity, is what I'm sensing. Okay, so ask important questions. Don't rush into it too quickly, and be sincere about your intentions, okay?